Happy Friday to you all. So as we can see, the last 24 hours has been pretty good for altcoins, and we can actually sit and say thank you to Ethereum. We spoke about how Ethereum started to look really bullish a few days back. We had a lot of major indicators showing that on the weekly charts, we're getting to a point where we could have a strong reversal from Ethereum. And why it's so important for us is because majority of this year, we've had a very strong Bitcoin dominance whenever Bitcoin was gaining strength. And we never really had Ethereum grow much to Bitcoin or to USDT in general. Now what we're starting to get this time is a little push up in the market, but the difference is you're getting a strong Ethereum that's outperforming Bitcoin, and it's actually causing the dominance to slow down, if not start to come down. And therefore, we're looking over here and we're starting to see that as soon as we have a strong Ethereum, you start to get altcoins starting to perform on the whole. Now, we do have a big amount of tokens we want to speak about today, as in Solana. We've got Ape moving, we've got Thorchain, we got Aave doing incredibly well. So we want to speak about, is this little pump, again, real or fake? How do we prep ourselves for the weekend? Because again, we look at this and we do have a very important place to break for Bitcoin. We're sitting right on resistance as it speaks. And we spoke about how in October, it's very likely we're going to have a 20% move within Bitcoin. And ultimately, this could be a large move within altcoins. Now, is it to the downside? Is it to the upside? That's what we're going to determine, right? And I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to see which one is going to play out. But nonetheless, it is very much at that point where volume is going to come in and we are going to have a big directional move. And you can see a lot of altcoins are sitting right on resistance. We have NEAR right on resistance. We have XRP right on resistance for possible strong reversal. We have AVAX, we have Doge, we have many different tokens to be speaking about. So we're going to bring you guys some love. Dole, up or down the weekend? What are we feeling? Are we going to give the family a lot of charts? We're going to give them a lot of alpha so that they know what to trade on the weekend. I do have my trades here. My Solana one has finally woken up. Still waiting for the Doge one, but it's looking strong, right on resistance. But my Solana started ripping pretty strong to the upside now. And if we do have the continuation break, you can even see just on this Doge chart over here, if we break out of this trend, this might end up being, a couple of days, if not a couple of weeks to the upside. And I know you, Dole, you came to me this morning, and let's be honest. You took 2K. And you went 20x, and you took a whole nice list of longs. And I want to get into that as well. I want to see where you're at. I think me and you are sitting here and we are seeing, that we've seen this before. And we've also seen rejections here before. We're going to be speaking about the rejections and, what this means and how it can prepare. But we've also seen the parts of when we have tons of these altcoins breaking these trends and getting this momentum. We know how in 2 to 3 weeks, we can make back plus above whatever happened in the last 3 months. And that's what we've learned in crypto. We've learned, that a lot of times it takes hard to get these positions, but it can turn around very quickly like that. And I actually want to speak a lot about that today as well within the show. So Dole, ever since we've started this song, we started to get a little bit of greenness. So we are going to play the old school song until we have something fresh. It's fine. It doesn't matter. The main thing is we want greenness in the market and we want the market to be going up. And since we're playing the song, it's been working. So you know what time it is. It's time to get out of bed. It's time to get onto your charts. It's time to get ready because maybe this is the moment. Let's go. Get
the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up. Get up.
I miss that guy, bro. He made my whole entire bull market in 2021. Every day, getting us pumped, getting us in. And it's nice to have him back a little bit. It is probably the worst hangover song. It is probably one of the worst hangover songs. And we'll get something fresh, guys. But right now, we started playing the song, a couple shows back, and since then the market's been pretty good. So we're gonna ride the, they say if it's not broken, don't fix it. We're gonna ride it a little bit longer. But Dill, how are you feeling, bro? How are you feeling about maybe a massive rejection again, or maybe a badass breakout? How are you feeling, bro?
Excited, but a little bit scared.
Yes, exactly.
We're getting these bull vibes
exactly.
again. I'm starting to feel this like 50x vibe coming, not 50x leverage. I mean 50x our trading account vibe coming.
That is the goal.
we got to get through some big resistance areas that I'm watching now. We've seen, like you were saying, BTC at resistance, altcoins banging at resistance now. This is like bear country, actually. Once again, the bears, do they want to come get slaughtered though? That's the question.
Yeah, that's the question, bro. And it's not just breakouts on 4-hour charts. We're looking at daily, weekly ones. So ultimately, if we do have the breakout on the weekly charts, what that means is we will be trading shorter time frames, but at least we know over the higher time frame, the direction we should be going. And I love that you turned that Bitcoin sign behind you green. Great. Great. Okay, Dill, I'm going to bring you back literally in a minute. Let me quickly do a quick intro here, guys. So hit the subscribe button. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the like button. We are going to run a poll. Is it going? Okay, yeah, run the poll. Breakout or fake out? Let us know what you guys are feeling out there and what are you in. Because I think a little bit later on within the show, we'll also pop through some of your guys' charts, see where they're at. Give us ones that are juicy, ones that are at big trend lines, not just random ones that are looking good. There's time for a lot of the tokens to wake up, but let's stick with the alpha and stick with what's moving currently at the moment. So I want to quickly jump over here. Remember, guys, Banter Bubble, Sniper School, everything below in the description. Come join. Not going to go too much on that today, but let's quickly speak about Bitcoin right chat resistance. I'll pop Dylan on the side here for any comments that you got. But we spoke about, the two massive movements we're going to have within October, and the reason why we're saying that is because we've been going sideways for a while now, and end of the day, sideways creates results. I showed you guys this last time, just to give you another quick brief of it. End of the day, anytime we have seen sideways, usually gives us an indication of how big the move happens. It's just the preparation that when you get a certain amount of sideways, usually creates a result. Certain amount of sideways creates a result, and what we've been seeing over here is obviously Bitcoin and the whole crypto market's been ranging for a little while, but what we are seeing is the sort of size of the range. And if you start to take that in the indication of how big the next move could be, it's a big candle. It's basically looking around $5,000, $6,000 move within Bitcoin. Now the big fight yet again is going to be us sitting and saying, is it up, is it down? Are we going to go test that 20 or are we going back to the 30? And how are we going to react if we get back to the 30? So we do know that we're at that point now where you are starting to see the volume spike. And I spoke to you guys a few days back about the volume. And look at that. You've had trending down volume. And look how you're starting to get a little pop of volume over here. Okay. Now you've got two ways this plays out. You're either going to have a continuation of the green volume, right? We're finally going to crack through this level, start a bit of a squeeze and continue. Or what happens is you get the original little green one that comes out, and then you get this big red one that comes next after it, and that would be a rejection. So nonetheless, we know that there's a big volume spike that's going to continue with what we've just seen over here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the charts. And we're going to see, okay, what are these levels? And now you can see exactly why, we're going to get to a point of seeing volume come within the market. Firstly, we are at that major resistance trend. Okay, very important. It is nice to see a little bit of increase in volume there, but we're literally on this trend right now. And because we've progressed to the upside now, this little high over here is literally support. Like we're going to be so stingy with Bitcoin right now because we know what it does when it gets to these areas. Like it mustn't go below 28,800. You know what I mean? To remain bull now, like now's the time it needs to hold strong and it needs to hold this trend line. So we are literally at that moment right now. Then the big fight that happens after this is the higher high, is the progression of what we've done. What I do like about the previous move was we first had that dip off at 25. It had the little shakeout. Amazing. We returned and we put in a decent higher high over there. And what was very important over here was just to indicate that higher low. Higher low, and now we need higher high. And then it's very much clear that we're on a little bit of an uptrend. And this trend could last a little while. And the reason why I'm saying that is we jump straight back to the weekly chart, and we see that this bad boy is only just started to the upside over here. It's only just crossed through over here, and there's still even some time before it gets above the 25%, where, this might be a full retracement from the bottom to the top. And the last time you see that over there, it was from November all the way to the end of January. So it ended up being, 2 months trend. And I just want to show you guys again, that time over there was literally when price was 16. And by the time we got to the top, price was 25. So it is always a great indication of how long this could be going, could be doing. And then there's another thing is, once you now know the main direction, right? Now you can start jumping to a little bit of the smaller time frames, the 4 hours, the 8 hours, these sort of things. And you can just be trading the charts literally on these things. Coins that you're getting early reversals now. And this is when I was speaking about it, where XRP is right now, could be doing this reversal one over here. Then you're going to see a lot of tokens that are going to do these, where they've pumped, they go sideways, they break the top, and it's continuation. So these are going to be your tools. Right now, I feel we're at this place over here. We're at a place where there is slight reversals coming on higher time frames, which usually means it indicates your first positions. Your first positions, your risk isn't that high because you're right at support, you're right at important levels. This is usually the creation. And then after this is the time, the add-ons, you know what I mean? Start killing the ones that are not moving, start building the ones that are moving. And you're going to have a shift between these two. I think we're here right now, and I think we're going to shift to this if it continues, in the direction and starts to break out. So jumping through here, back to the chart over here, this weekly is a nice thing for us to see, like, how long could this actually be. Now we zoom in slightly and we start to understand the important levels. So what we want to see on this move, guys, we actually want Bitcoin to literally hold around 27 now for probably the rest of the day. That should be support. We've got to be really stingy now within the bulls, because we know how they play tricks whenever we're here. We have been here twice before and we have rejected. So nothing can stop it from the third time. And that's why we're going to be super stingy with that. And it's even taken a little bit of time, to see what needs to happen. But from here, very simple. 27.5 will indicate the high. And again, what we do see is a nice little squeeze gap. We see that a lot of bears, Dol just spoke about the bears. They all coming in full blast now. This is their levels. This is it. This is where they're like, we're going nowhere. Dude, now they're aping. Bears are aping now. The shorts are aping. They're all here.
I want to just remind you about this level. When we were coming on the way down, I said we were definitely going to bounce here. And we didn't. We just went straight through. I have no doubt that if we start pushing up here, this thing's just going to blow.
Amazing. What did we get? Oh, 53% say fake out. Exactly. Bearish. So 53% of everyone is saying fake out. You see the mind. And this is exactly what every single bear on the planet is right now.
No one believes.
This is our moment. It's our time to shine. It's our time to make more money, which is amazing, guys. And it may 100% play in that favor. But what you got to also understand now is you have a little bit of a leaning tower here, and it's a little bit leaning bearish. Therefore, tons of shorts, tons of stop losses. And what that creates is that gap again. So again, yes, we're at that point of rejection. And if we reject here, it's bad. It's bad because it's lower high indicating lower low. Very likely we go to 25K. And again, 25K, I'm like super obsessive with it because I know we've tested it many times now. And I know Bitcoin hasn't been holding when it tests for too long. So we don't want to go back there again. Like, we want to get past that now to make sure not. But it's very likely, guys, if we end up forming a big red candle here and go anywhere near to the low 26, within today, within tomorrow, it's very likely we're going down to 25. And then it's a little bit of crunch time of, are we going to hold that support zone, right? So it's important to pay attention to that. And then obviously the bull side above 25, this is all the stop loss areas. We should increase really quickly. If we get through this area of 27.5 and this high over here of 27,700, there's a big squeeze gap, and you should see Bitcoin, fly very quickly towards the $29,000 to $30,000 zone. Okay, so that's the two sort of plays. There we go. A big move, massive rejection or massive breakout incoming very soon. Now, what's also very interesting about that is obviously looking at dominance. And we're going to obviously speak about, Ethereum, because we have a big play here. And, I'm going to put out I actually tweeted about it just now, the ultimate scenario we really want. And you always got to have this in your brain so that if it happens, you know what to do. And that's why Dill's loading up, because not that he's confident that it's not going to reject. He knows if it goes in my favor, now's my time to shine. You know what I mean? And you know it, bro. You felt it. And that's what a trader is. A trader is someone, guys. And that's what I want you guys to understand. You have the shows, and we're going to give you guys the levels, and we have to fight it with you. But one thing you can see with me is last week, the beginning of last week, I opened the Doge, I opened the Solana. Not to a sense of how much money's there. It was, guys, I'm putting skin here. I know this feeling. And I know that we've been here before, but if it plays out, I want to show you the other side. I want to show you the other side of not just getting beat up the whole time. There is a good side too. And I fought those entries. I even got stopped 2-3 times. I fought them, and I showed you guys, fighting them. There's still my Doge position, still sitting more or less around entry, $1,000 just slightly below. And there's my entries over there of my trades. Okay, and again, this one got hit. Solana twice, but I knew the level that we're at, and we fight it. So there's 2-3 stoppages, cool, and then all of a sudden the pop happens. Now the beauty about this is if the pop continues, this becomes a mega trade. This becomes something of where I took $2,000-$3,000 worth of stop loss hits, but ultimately 35, 40, 50K reward. And it's not about the money; it's about the essence of understanding that you have to fight to be a trader. You got to fight for your damn entries. They're never going to make it just this easy thing of what's happening. So here's the ultimate scenario, the ultimate, and then the bear scenario. We'll speak about it, okay? But the ultimate scenario now is Bitcoin breaks that trend to the upside, and this dominance loses this trend. And we know why this dominance is coming down now, because we finally have Ethereum doing pretty good. We have Ethereum waking up and starting to add, starting to help suck a little bit from Bitcoin. And the Ethereum to Bitcoin pairing is pretty strong over the last, 36, 48 hours. And what that could maybe create is if Bitcoin goes to 30, I don't think it goes to 40 yet. I think it goes 29, 30, and I think it goes slower. A little bit slower, not too big. Maybe, okay? Maybe. And what happens in that time is you get an Ethereum blast. Therefore, because Ethereum's waking up, it starts to wake up a lot of the alts. Things like Solana, things like 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏, things like 𝗕𝗏𝗍, probably things even like AVAX, Phantom. I want to speak about Phantom. It's one of the big trades that I think if we go full bull, I think it'll be a mega trade. But all of a sudden, we'll break this trend. If we break this trend, how amazing would it be that we have literally like 4 to 6 weeks of dominance coming down and Bitcoin just slowly going up? That would be ideal. It's not unrealistic.
2 or 3 days.
No, but it's not unrealistic though, because you have tons of these altcoins weekly stocks at the bottom. So it is indicating at some time, we are going to have the shift over here. So if this plays out, for me, it's a slow growth in Bitcoin in order to get this down. Okay, because we saw a little Bitcoin pump happen 2 days back, and dominance did start to spike up again. It did start to spike up again, okay? So it shows if Bitcoin moves too quick to the upside, it's very likely dominance is going up again. So if Bitcoin all of a sudden does decide to rampage to 40K in 2023, this is probably the scenario that plays out where the dominance continues to rampage to the upside. If it slowly grinds up now and gives time for ETH and things like that to get through the major levels, very likely that we do have the collapse down over there. So let's quickly jump onto ETH, though, and then we'll jump fully into the charts and the trades. There we go. ETH has broken trend at the moment and actually looking pretty good. It is looking really good. ETH is doing what we want Bitcoin to do already. It's already cracked the first high.
It's broken the 200-week MA and the 50-day MA and a major horizontal resistance. So now we want this area to hold as support. It's about.
So let's actually show the guys over there. So let's put the MA in here and
200 week.
200 weekly. So let's go over here and let's pop in the 1 week 200. Boom! Ooh, it's right on it. Ooh.
So we want this baby to hold the support now. Yeah.
This is the one. This is the one we want to obviously crack through. So for me, ETH gets a really strong and bullish above that 1750. Let's chase the next high. Let's get through that. And again, the accumulation that's happened over here. If things go bull, nothing is stopping ETH going back to 2100. And that ideally would be great for us. But there's a few things that need to play out there. Obviously, we've got to get through the massive indicator that's there first. Secondly, we want ETH to Bitcoin. And what I like about this is, firstly, it's had a nice bounce. And now it's getting to the top of this wedge. So what it's basically indicating over here is we're not full ETH yet, full-blown ETH just yet. But it's on its way here. If it gets through here, strong ETH, because this is the daily wedge over here. Okay, or what it's saying is a little bit of strength for ETH for 2-3 days, and then Bitcoin takes over. And Bitcoin decides to go on this rampage. So it's important to see what happens over there.
There's no need to panic here yet. There's time,
No panic, no panicking.
That could potentially play out.
No panicking at all. And what I like about this is, look, here's a nice little downwards, a channel or something that you want to call over here with ETH dominance. Let me just make it correct. And look at that. We're very near ETH dominance breakout, which means ETH is even starting to outperform a lot of altcoins. So this is good. We haven't had this for a while, guys. We haven't had Ethereum join the party for a while. And it will make me very happy that they do, that ETH does start to wake up, because that is going to bring a lot of our tokens, back to life. Now, I think let's speak about a few trades, and I'm going to get through the first one, and then Dol, you add in your comments and you add in whenever you want to show a chart. Yeah. Let's go through. So the first one that I spoke to a lot about the team this morning, and the one that I'm literally got my mom sitting here scrambling for more cash, because I've obviously opened a massive amount within Doge and a massive amount in Solana, and we have our spots and our long terms and things like that. But one that I'm really paying attention to over here on this breakout is Phantom. So the reason why is, guys, Phantom obviously had a rampage year to the upside, but look at this. When it comes to market cycle and daily, all the way down, and then you got to zoom out and be like, okay, wow, like huge support, like Phantom must bounce here, firstly. Secondly, it's forming. So I'm going to show you this again. When you want to open positions and look at these early sort of areas to be getting at, you want to look at the pattern. And here on the daily, I'm going to bring it up over here again. I see very much this pattern over here. Okay, where price literally came down banger hard, boom, hard, and I see that wedge, and this little bad boy is just popping his head out here on the daily. And what that basically means, if I zoom out here, I look at a few things. I'll be like, okay, so that's interesting. This could be a push up from Phantom, and then I want to see the time frames. I want to see where we're at. So I want to click over here, and I want to see, holy shit, that weekly is like tapped right at the bottom, like completely. It's even been dragging at the bottom, and now starting to cross slightly to the upside. So all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, last time that did that, look how it dragged for a while. We ended up having Phantom go from 19 cents all the way to 41 cents. Decent move, okay? So the big weekly stock is at a great level. Now I'm zoomed in. I see, okay, there's a reversal pattern, and it's quite easy for me to trade this trade. It's literally easy to trade this because I understand it. I know that this is the point now, time to fly. And if I get this correct, this might be a trade I can hold for a good amount of time. So I can easily take the trade over here, in this zone over here. Let me just correct that. It's quite tight over there. And I can literally pop a stop over there. So I'm probably running around, a 3% stop. But ultimately, this one over here could be a nice ride back to these levels over here, and especially on the weekly, one that you can hold for a while. Now, it's not just going to go in a straight line. It's not going to happen. But what it will happen, and what could happen if the market goes bull here, is it'll go up. It will form what? Jump over here. Continuation pattern, baby. Something like this, right? Then it's like, okay, so if I dip my toes now, I'm getting it on the correct pattern. Then I jump back over here and I'm like, okay, so if I start within here, not much risk, pop the stop under there, fantastic, goes up, forms here, breaks here, amazing, great add-on, great stop loss move up. Then it goes up, does the next continuation, and then guess what? Let's say pops through again, right? To the higher time frame indicator, or the higher time frame, the weekly targets. For me, targets, if I'm speaking targets, I'm thinking 31 cents, somewhere in those sort of areas on the higher time frames. But I'm going to ride this as long as we have continuation patterns. I'm building and I'm moving stop losses up until all of a sudden something happens where we start to do something like this. We start to do something like this. We start to slow down and we start to form a reversal pattern. And I want to show you this. There's the reversal pattern over there. There's the reversal pattern where price all of a sudden goes up and it starts to trend up like this, little bit, angled reversal pattern. Start getting ready and it cracks the bottom there. Boom, I'm out. So again, it's about not just the sense of where you think it's going to get. We have a plan, baby, and we've got a plan to make it all right. You know what I mean? And know how we're going to trade this thing and just pay very much attention. So for me, this is an early crack over here. Early crack that we've seen, and we're starting to possibly get to a really strong move. So this is one of my best risk to rewards now, and one that I'm looking to build incredibly strong. The next one's quickly I want to update, and then you can jump in, Dol, is Doge. Doge, same thing. Look at the pattern that is in play at the moment on the daily. You can see very much the pattern of where it's at now. Now it's right at resistance. This is rejection point at its finest. This is where they're going to try to pull this bad boy down. But if we do close above it, over this trend over here, and we do have the breakout, the bullishness of the market, this is the best area. This is why we've been holding, right? It's why we've been holding our positions and obviously preparing for this move. And if this gets to the big point of the upside, I'm going to jump to the weekly for a second. Look at the support. Secondly, look at where the next trend is. And I want to show you this trend over here. There we go. This is a decent move. I know, Mama Sniper, what's your targets? 71 cents. 7.1 cents. 7.1 cents, not 71 cents. That would be amazing. But around that move over there, to around 80, because you got this little trend over here too. who knows? This may be something that end of the day starts to go for a little while. Then, guys, a trade like that is massive. Like it's big, and it gets back anything that was done before. So again, pay attention to Doge. Jump through on the 12-hour, the daily, and pay attention to that trend break over there. Pop stop under the previous low. Now's the time to shine. And I'm going to go through my last one, and then I want Dill to jump on a few charts. Is my Solana trade. Now, guys, I fought my ass off, and I knew, and I showed you guys that there was a little bit of stoppages here. But I also knew that, geez, this could be a great inverse head and shoulders. It's the patterns, guys. It's understanding the patterns. And now where it's at is it's literally at this point over here. And I'll go, show the lines, boom. Okay, so it's this high we're fighting now. Let me make the line a little bit bigger so you can see it. Okay, there's the high. So first of all, pattern played out well. It literally fought our asses off. It did hold the 618. Now we bounced. And what I'm looking for now is if we can crack, this is why it's got a bit of resistance here. If we can crack through here, there's that squeeze gap. And there's the squeeze gap of the 2250, and there's the squeeze gap of 25. So for me, a lot of us and a lot of guys were in the Sol trades with me. Right now, too expensive to get it right now. But this is the play we want to look at. And as soon as we crack through there or have something like this, we will update the stops and bring that nice and up to get some in some profits within the stops. But that's my trade. And I'm looking at these two trades. If I get, for example, because I literally caught this, I caught it here. Okay, 1890. I caught that trade, which means I'm 6% up at the moment. If this goes to these areas of here, that's 18, and this goes over here to around 30, you know, I look at my positions and I'm like, okay, a couple of stops, got around 3K of stop losses. But if this goes up, you know, it's a 25K, 30K. Now, I don't want you to look at my money. It's not about my money. It's about understanding the risk that I took over the last few days and understanding how quickly reward comes back. As long as you're always a calculated trader that's focusing on risk, and you know, you don't worry about the past. The main thing is skin in the game, staying focused and keep working for your damn entries. And that's when they start to play out. So I'm hoping the big bullishness comes from Doge, from Sol, just so that I can show you that hard work does pay off. Getting it wrong 7 out of 10 times means nothing. Staying in the game, staying strong, staying dedicated, that's how you get through it all. And you got to, again, remember, get out of the past. Don't worry about what this market's ever done. Keep focused to what we're doing now. Okay, Dol, what are you seeing? Pop some of your charts, and then I'll get back to some of mine.
So I just want to just go through this ETH situation again. I'm just putting on my screen. So the reason I'm slightly swaying towards a more bullish, is there a crack from my side? Okay, I'm swaying towards a more bullish vibe here is because ETH has smashed through this resistance now, big areas, and we are looking for a support now to find. Yeah, we want to find this 236 here at about 1650, or this 382 at about 1640. So these are my sort of bull areas for ETH now. But I like the fact that ETH has broken through this resistance. When we look at other altcoins like Band, it's at resistance right now. We've got DOT at resistance. We've got Render at resistance. But what I like about what's going on here is ETH is now broken through. So I want to see ETH hold. And that's why I'm feeling slightly more bullish than, you know, maybe a week or so ago when we just had a regular move and we were banging into resistance. We were hitting TP. We were looking for shorts. Like, I'm not particularly looking for shorts right now with these alts, even though they are sitting at resistance. I mean, here's Solana sitting at resistance. I'm still in a Sol position. This is technically a TP area now, but I want to hold this thing in anticipation of ETH holding that level. If ETH loses that level, then we need to reassess how we're going to play these alts and BTC potentially coming down. Something that's going nicely today is Rune. It's now trying to push again, trying to smash into its highs here at about 2. There was a little breakout earlier of this little trend, so I grabbed a little Rune breakout there. So that's ticking along now. I suspect there might be a squeeze. If things turn bullish with BTC here, if we zoom out again, you can see there's a lot of shorts going on here. The guys will be have their stops all over the place up there. So I think if things turn bullish, this thing can blow up again. I want to just zoom out for you guys.
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't enter that trade now, but I know a lot of people are still in it. Yeah. And I think we get through that, you know, hold strong.
Yeah. So right now, look where it's banging into. This thick area here, you can see this is a major resistance zone, this 1.9 to 2. But if it blows through there, I mean, I think we're going to see this 2.2 level. potentially, yeah. But again, guided by BTC, guys. BTC is at resistance right now, so we want BTC to just creep up there. We want ETH to hold, and then these alts should unleash a little bit.
Yeah, I'm quite excited. Yeah, let's jump straight between our charts. I'll go one, you go one. Let's just go. I'm excited to see what we got here. This one, wait for the daily. We'll wait for the daily possible breakout of XRP. So again, to just have one thing in your mind that we're bearish, is like have both scenarios in play. This very strong reversal pattern. If we close outside this area, very easy to trade to, because if this pops out over here, very easy to pop your stop over here. And as soon as it starts to crack that high and start to make its way up, you can move your stop loss to entry and let it ride. But this was a crazy pump and I won't say pump and dump, but obviously massive pump that came through on the news the one day, came all the way back down and filled it up. And it's very likely if we crack through here to at least go up to around the 618. This range is massive when it comes to XRP, and it might be one of the favorable trades. But take your Fibonacci from top to bottom, and you want to mark. Let's just make sure my 618 is here. There's my 618. Boom. And you can see the more or less areas, this thing's pointing that there can be a squeeze to around, 70 cents. And you look at where we're at now, very, very, very good. So risk to reward, this is one of my favorites. One more quick here, though. I know you want to get going there. I'm excited about these possible breaks. Is Super. We spoke about Super a few days back. Right there on resistance as we speak at the moment. We got Cardano already just popping through. Hasn't made a higher high yet, so not 100% safe yet, but first signs, correct. Nice. So what you want to see here is you want to see a little bit of an up, get past that high, turn it into support, and we should start seeing a little bit of nice movement over there. We spoke about NEAR. Ooh, this can be again, I don't trust these coins for investments anymore. But I trust them to make money, like no problem, when they get going on their momentum. This is a long trend over here from NEAR, and I want to show you guys. Decent trend. So we break through there, stops under the previous, and this could easily be a nice little move to these areas. Again, not going to go in a straight line. You're going to go to smaller time frames. You're going to see it go up, and you're going to see the pattern. What pattern does it form? Form a continuation. Amazing. Next one. Form a continuation. Amazing. Until you see something that goes up and then starts to do something like that. That's bearish. You're going to play it as that goes. We're helping you guys to see what we think can be amazing entries. And then after that, you need things to play out. You know what I mean? To see how long do we hold these things for. So NEAR, another big one over there. What you got there, though? I think you got to speak about 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬. I think you got to speak about 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬. I've got
𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬. It's banging into resistance area, and I mean, we know there's drama with the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬 project and things like that, and there's fighting and stuff. So this could potentially be the ultimate bear zone. We've got the 50-day MA here, and we've got this horizontal. Look at this thing here, resistance here, trend resistance, 50-day MA. So bear country until we pop through, pull back, get some support, and then we can be super bullish on 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬. But let's see how it plays out. I reckon there's a ton of shorts on 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬 with all the drama happening. So yeah, but yeah, banging into resistance now, guys. So this is risky stuff, So I wouldn't be climbing into big positions here, into big resistance zones. I want to show you
meme coins. Meme coins you got to be careful of. For me, the NEAR Phantom, these ones I'm paying attention because they're still early, and I know I can have minimal risk. Like that for me is definite. I'm focusing because I don't want to see that big green candle and then try enter. That's where it gets quite tricky. Like 𝗬𝗿, where do you enter this now? It's quite hard.
Yeah, so 𝗬𝗿 bangs straight into resistance. This was a trade 2 days ago off the 382 over here, broke trend and just smashed right through to a major resistance zone. So now you got to actually wait. You need time. We need to see these flags form. We want to see something going on. You can maybe play that flag out there, and yeah, you got to track some fibs and you got to track some levels. Let's look for a pullback zone here on 𝗬𝗿.
One that I got here is, and I'll show it to you now, 2 secs. So I think these could be killer. Like if we get this right, big, nice trades. And the risk isn't so crazy at the moment. And if it rejects now, then we're definitely going to crazy levels. But let me show you here quick, is Aptos. So Aptos, if we've got this chart over here, long trend to the downside, right on the verge now of trend. So I'll remove this block for a second. And we get daily close there, stop under. Like that would be my first TP. As a normal charges on the daily, I'm not asking for anything back to the highs, just a simple retracement, and that's $10. You know, we're at 5.4 now. That's massive. You know what I mean? Massive. If I'm putting a stop loss, it's around, 6%. So these are more spot entries or 1x trades for me. But you don't always have to leverage trades. Like, you can make money on spot, especially with a lot of these entries over here. So Aptos, another one. Go for it, dog.
And Andrew says, any update on the Doge trade? Sheldon showed the trade earlier on the show.
So that one is still sitting at more or less entry. So remember, I got 2 of them. So let's refresh here. Where we at? Just under the entry. Remember, this one I got around 6.2. So 6.2 is my average. This is the bigger one that I'm holding. And then I got the leveraged ones. And this one's entry is at 6,144. So that one's still in, just in a little bit of profit at the moment. Yes, I got my stops at the 6 cent mark. So I have a little bit of room for stops because I know the critical level. It's basically just under those lows. Remember, I just explained to you guys. Look here on the daily. This thing's popping its head, right? Which means volume could come at any moment. But I also know this is biggest rejection point. Pop my stop under the previous low. So there's my stop loss right under the daily there. Sits in there strong. And it's the same with Solana.
Yeah, guys. Resistance zones now, as you know.
Exactly. There's my stop loss right under the previous one on Solana. This should be the time for Solana to rip. Yeah, so that's the update on my positions, guys. Still strong. I survived the stops, got 1 or 2
You
stops,
did it. You held that well, eh? You held that
survive, bro. Remember, you always got to survive first, and then you can thrive.
I always say the best entries are when you want to give up on crypto. Those are your best entries when you're feeling that
best
burn.
entries. Yeah.
so guys, 𝗬𝗡, potential entries for 𝗬𝗡. It's now obviously pumped into resistance again. Eyes on BTC, eyes on ETH. We need to make sure those two are holding levels. If they do hold levels, here's a nice zone, 64.8 for 𝗬𝗡, and then we've got this nice 618 down here with horizontal. So this is going to be a nice strong area too, potentially. So 63 and call it 65 are the two sort of bounce zones that we'd watch for 𝗬𝗡. We got questions.
Bro, look at all of these alts. Look at this. Like there's algo right there popping. Like if the market wakes up now, you're going to see like a lot. Let's actually speak about 𝗬𝗧 because 𝗬𝗧's always been hit hard. Okay, it's not there yet. It's a little bit more time, but I do think gaming is going to wake up. And the reason why we're saying that is look at 𝗕𝗂. Now, a lot of guys got 𝗕𝗂, and you could see these patterns I've been drawing for you guys. But look at 𝗕𝗂 on the weekly. Like definitely 1000% not an entry now, but a lot of us got it. But it cracks through here on the weekly. Like this one's riding. Like we were here, guys. What are we? 10x, nearly 10x on this trade at the moment in the bear. And this, I think, comes from gaming. Not a huge part of your portfolio, but you catch these ones early on gaming. And that's why I gave you guys super, because I feel super's at those levels too. The same thing with 𝗬𝗧. 𝗬𝗧 needs a little bit more time. It's got this massive range in play. So we just want to give it, want to make sure that it doesn't get rejected here. But if it pops its head out there in the next week or two, definitely wanted them to move. And you want it to very much play similar to the 𝗕𝗂 trade. So whoever's got those, guys, hopefully we can get through here and hopefully we can see $2. Like that would be.
I just want to show you something.
Incredible.
I want to show you something interesting on the 𝗬𝗧 chart. I've got a lower time frame one. Look at this, guys. The 618 just coming into play. Once again, big rejection zone. Look at that. I just love this stuff, the way the 618 plays out for us. So shorter time frame stuff. 𝗬𝗧, you want to see it. You want to see it holding this trend here. That's really what any pullbacks. You don't want to lose this trend now. We want to just ride this thing up until you get to Sheldon's zone there where it breaks up.
I see someone asked about sand. It's actually interesting. I haven't seen these for a while.
Yeah.
Sand. Someone asked for sand here. So. We can actually have a look quickly. I don't know if you want to pop in the chat there and see what. Yeah,
I've pulled up DYDX. Somebody asked for DYDX. This is DYDX. So yeah, resistance currently. This is trend resistance.
People say we don't read the comments, so just bring that comment up when you do see it, so they know. Of course we look.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments now, guys. I'm pulling up these charts.
Just bring them up as it goes. So here's the sand one. Look at this. Pay attention to this weekly close. We close out there. Could be nice. This is again, it looks like the chart's going down, but it's actually forming a bullish pattern. And that's what you've got to pay attention to. It's just the time frame looking at, but we'll keep an eye on this. This maybe gaming as a whole, takes off. The only reason that happens is dominance comes down. Like that's what we need to happen. And then these things will come back with vengeance.
Okay, we got a request for Rose. Let's look at Rose. 50-day MA, it's broken through. Well, just trying to hold 50-day MA as support. That's a good sign. We've noticed the last couple of weeks, this 50-day MA on these altcoins is playing a big part for rejections and for supports. So that is a good thing we want to see hold. Here's our 382. Let's see where that is. Okay, and we came down just above 618 and trend. Yeah, I wouldn't enter this right now. Let's take a look.
Needs a little bit more time. Needs a little bit more time.
Yeah, so the best entry trend, guys. I got stopped on a link short yesterday. I was concerned.
I saw like a lot of guys are shorting now because this range, right? Every time we get here, link rejects until the day it doesn't. And then that's going to be. So actually, can you put another poll there for me, please? Is link going to get rejected or break through? Because this is a very interesting chart. Probably one of the best charts that you'll put on your wall for a long time if you're going to continue trading for a long period. It's just seeing the market cycle play out beautifully. You know, see big. Is link going to break out or get rejected? And where we're at now is where you see the big down and then this like beautiful trending, and it hits the same bottoms, and now it's here, guys. So it's got resistance. It's got a lot of resistance at $8. It's got a lot of resistance at 9.2. After that, you know, it opens doors back to 20. So definitely, you want a long-term entry on link until we're out of this range. You wait for the areas of around $5-6. But I don't know. It kind of feels very similar to the Bitcoin chart. At some point, if we're testing, you know, we survived another test at the bottom. And if it gets through here, one of these walls are going to crack, and you'll see link, you know, start to do something crazy. So for me personally, any long-term link that I'm still holding patiently at the moment. And these are my areas to hold. Other than that, I'm not really getting rid of any of my link. You know, it's in the perfect accumulating, and at some point it's going to start to ravel back to the areas. And then we'll see, is there still a $50 possible? Is there still these sort of things? I definitely think there's still a 20 and a 30. We will see if there's still a $50 possible.
How's this wick, bro? I got stopped out
bearish.
Yesterday.
So everyone's bearish, bro. It's very interesting.
Well, we are at resistance.
Bearish.
We are at resistance, so you will forgive them for being bearish at resistance because it is.
No. I get it. You know, if the market rejects, they're the ones that are going to be.
I just like the way ETH has popped up here. It just feels different. The way ETH is broken up here, looking aggressive. How's this wick, bro? Caught me out on link, closed me out, and then reversed. It's so irritating.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, and you said it perfectly just now. It's like probably the perfect short areas to be looking at, but something just doesn't feel right about shorting here. Like, I don't know. It's just a gut feeling, but let's see. Next one over here quickly. Let's go through AVAX. So again, let's just bring up over here my charts. AVAX. So printing, remember, again, you're going to see this so many times in crypto, on the up or the downside. Whenever you start to see a token like slow bleed like this, look how many candles this is weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red candles in a row. And then it gets to the slow point here. You tend to see, you know, a big green candle that absorbs it up really quickly. So again, I think I got brutally bruised and hit in the downside, and let's see how it obviously reacts now to the upside. There is still a big trend to play, so until it's above $11 on the high time frame, it's not super bullish, but there's nothing stopping it on the shorter time frames if the market goes bull to get to that trend. And obviously if it breaks that trend, you know, game changer. So for me, I wouldn't be interested so much in this on shorter time frame trades. Maybe a little bit of investment, to be honest. A little bit of investment. If you still believe in AVAX, go do your research on AVAX. Fundamentally, I think this is still crazy levels when it comes to the weekly chart. You know, you're literally right back at the areas of pre-bull run, which is amazing. So it's just about if you believe. But short-term trading, I don't think it's the best token right now. Sui. What is it?
I've got Unibot here.
Okay, go through it.
Okay, so Unibot's broken this major trend, and I mean Unibot's actually a functioning project they're actually making money and stuff. It's not just an absolute random shitcoin. But you know, it peaked at about 220. I know Craig's a big fan of Unibot. We were both very keen on it. It's now broken this daily trend, looking interesting here. Targets for me on Unibot, if this move continues, is this 99, 98 area. I don't even think you can buy this stuff on leverage and things like that. It's probably safer that way. But if you're looking for a spot buy, you could probably exit under the daily candle 59, or you can exit under the previous 12-hour there 53. Those sort of levels, and then you have your low, guys, down here at 40. But yeah, nice to see it breaking a trend, maybe making its way higher. You could see some.
It looks pretty. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know about that. Fundamentals apparently is really good, but I don't know. I haven't gotten my entries there yet, so I'm definitely going to pay attention to that. I see we got 𝗬𝗍. Is this like the Ronaldo coin? 𝗬𝗍. Is it that one? Looking here onto this, actually looks really good. So obviously you got the listing or just started off pretty early. I have heard a lot about this token. Just look at this over here. So do your research on it. I have heard good things. Don't know too much about it myself, but go do some research and have a look at the charts. You know, this is a good daily possible breakout over here, which could indicate, you know, back to these levels, up to these areas. If not, you know, actually breaking out and going to the true value. But it does what a normal coin does. Comes in hot, goes through a little bit of a cycle, and usually sometimes you see these tokens start to go, you know, from there. So just pay attention there. We're looking at what charts look hot and what's performing good, and where can we catch these entries. People must not forget that the bull is stronger than the bear. So yes, we've been used to the bear for a couple of months, but you know, the bull, when the bull comes hot, it's hot.
You don't want to stand in the way. You don't want to stand.
Ronaldo's token. I'm going to call it Ronaldo's token from now on. You got anything else there? Let's have a look.
I've got GMX. I've got GMX breaking trend, and then there was a request for somebody.
Someone asked about Scallop. Scallop still, we're accumulating. How much Scallop we got? We got a lot of Scallop, Mom. And PBX. We're still holding those strong. We're thinking that it's a similar thing to what Naka is. So just be patient with that. Investment entry. Go. Do.
Here it comes. GMX. Run like GMX a lot. And I mean, you can see here, we're pushing into this trend and resistance. We've broken the trend. 382 is a fight here. Guys, I've set an alarm on the Discord. Banter Discord. If you are a VIP, you get access to the charts that we're doing, and we've got an alarm system in place. So when it pings this alarm, you're going to get notified on your Discord. So we've got an alarm set here on GMX just to show that it's breaking. You should get it if we get some more, get more of a move here. But yeah, breaking a big trend. Target could be the 618 at around 44. That could be our potential target. And then just watch this rising trend here. You want to keep it up. You want to make sure it just stays climbing that trend.
Keeps the momentum. Okay, amazing, Dol. I think let's go all have a fantastic weekend. Let's get our entries in, let's put our stops in, and then let's hum and hum. Just have the
guys,
wait for the our destinies. Let's see what happens. Thank you, Dol. You're doing a show later.
Yeah.
3 hours, guys. 3 hours. Dol's live on the Banter Plus channel, so go through over there. Again, guys, I actually have a plan for these trades. What we're doing now is these bigger trades we're taking, we're actually trading company expenses. Like, we want to pay salaries with these trades that we're rolling. I have a bachelor's coming up. This is part of that. There's a whole bunch of things happening. So next week, I want to actually just chat to you guys. These trades all have plans. There's that business mind, you know, just understanding what you're actually trading for and all these sort of things. But guys, may the bulls be with us. This is a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all on